was 9 years old, and I heard Eminem for the first time, and the song was The Real Slim Shady. And I remember I was just trying to figure it out. There's something unique about it, and it was absurd and clownish, but it was also interesting and undeniably catchy. And what's interesting is as the years went on, as I grew up, as most of our generation has grown up, his career has blown up. And you know, even when I was young, I realized that although he was outrageous and uncalled for, he was also smart and creative. And as far as I was concerned, he was a genius. Eminem is a genius. And I know when you think of genius, you think of Einstein and Edison, but genius at its definition is the idea of someone with an extraordinary intellect and creative ability that they can therefore use to their power to influence others. Eminem embodies this, and I believe he's a genius because genius is creativity, genius is a methodical madness, and genius is the power to influence others. On the note of creativity, it's obvious. The man is eloquent. The way he uses words in the English language, and he puts these words together into phrases, and then puts these phrases with beats and rhythms to make raps in his music. And at the same time, it's these words that have created a lot of controversy over the course of his career. But what people don't often remember is that he did something very smart at the beginning of his career, very creative, and he created an alter ego. There's Marshall Mathers, who is the flesh and blood, the true identity, and Eminem the rapper, but there is Slim Shady, who is that sick, twisted madman. And the truth is, this very thing that people look at to kind of a reason why they misunderstand him as and dehumanize him is the exact thing that makes him human. And it's Slim Shady is actually something that on a spectrum of shady is inside all of us. It's that part of us that's a little crazy, and we want to tell someone exactly what we think about them, and the part of us that wants to hurt someone like they've hurt us. But the important thing to remember about this side of this man is that he talks about these things, he doesn't act on them, which a lot of people who don't understand him, they confuse this fact. Yet, you know, he name drops, so do comedians. He might describe a violent act, yet why is it that we're willing to sit in front of a very graphic movie or a very violent movie and we accept that as entertainment, but when we listen to it, we don't want to listen to it in music, which might say something interesting about music, that we accept that more as truth. But what people need to remember is that artists, and especially rappers, they're not preachers, they're storytellers. And the storytelling is what gives them the power. The power to influence is a part of genius, and it's undeniable that Eminem has had the power to influence an entire culture, whether he's ticking them off or whether he's inspiring them. And he's sold, like 41 million tracks just in the U.S. or albums, and 90 million in the entire world, making him a top worldwide artist, musical artist. But it's not just about the statistics. It's about the story that draws people to him. You know, he's a rags to riches story, which in America especially is an inspiring story because a lot of us dream of that, and a lot of the people that have been through similar situations as such that he has gone through, they can look to him for inspiration. You know, he came from a kind of a broken childhood, and his teenage years were rough, and on and off relationship with his girlfriend and wife, and his daughter Haley, who he's crazy about, and he talks about that all the time. So where his story is very dramatic, to deny that is to deny a truth about us as humans and about our culture and about the genius that is inside that 12-year-old boy on the playground who gets pushed around and kicked around and what he could become. And for that fact, I believe he's a genius because of his creativity, his methodical madness to create is who he's become, and his ability to, his power to influence an entire culture and the world.